I think we might get a little music, definitely some inspiration. Please give her a warm farm welcome to the Midwest Zone, Susan Werner.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for having me in. I'm happy to see so many familiar faces here this afternoon. Thanks for coming by to hear what I might have to say. I hope you find it helpful. Before I begin, I want to thank Ellen Stanley and the Farm Conference for my complimentary hotel room. It is enormous. It has a living room, a dining room, a kitchenette, a separate bedroom you can shut the door, a bathroom as big as Indiana, a shower and a jacuzzi tub. And I'm pretty sure this is the bridal suite. And though I hate to disappoint anyone, I don't think I can go through with this. Of all your keynote speakers over the years, I'm guessing few have talked much about the actual word farm. Even fewer might bring forth one of these. Yes, a hog judging trophy. No, the hog did not win. A little background. All the city kids, they had it better than us. They got to go have fun. The minute school was done, they didn't ride the bus. All the city kids, they had brand new Schwinns. Ours had rusty tires held together with pliers and some cotter pins. All the city kids, they never did no chores. We were baling hay, milking twice a day. They were making s'mores. All the city kids, all the city kids, all the city kids. All the city kids, they had their own TVs, had carpet on the stairs, they had beanbag chairs, they kept diaries. All the city kids, they had fluffy little dogs. A dog that sits and begs, a dog with all four legs, didn't smell like hogs. All the city kids had fancy clothes. All the city kids looked down their nose back then. But that was way back when. Now all the city kids, they have become adults. They want to be someone. They want to get things done. They want to get results. They want organic fruit. They want organic meat. Come to the city park. It's called the Farmer's Market, and it fills the street. And our food is good, but our price is steep. It takes them by surprise. I see them blink their eyes. I've seen them nearly weep. But we were just 4-H. We were the FFA. High time they learned how the tables turn. Now they're gonna pay. All the city kids, all the city kids. Now, Now, that song did not come about when I was living in Philadelphia and had a major label record deal and was running around the country with Joan Armatrading and Richard Thompson, et cetera, et cetera. No, that song came about after I moved back to the Midwest, namely to Chicago, 4 hours east of the farm, just 5 miles southwest of Manchester, Iowa, where I grew up, the farm my parents still own. That song, and most of the best writing of my career, came about after I came back. Because, forgive the simple metaphor, but I reclaimed my roots in every sense of the word. Now, I know you didn't come to hear about my amateur fascination with flame weeders, drone mapping, and perennial grains. I can get deep in the weeds. But allow me today at Farm to draw a few parallels between two things I know a little about: sustainable agriculture and a sustainable career in music. So what does sustainable mean? It means not just one season, not burning all your resources in one cycle in hopes of one lucky spin of the wheel. Instead, it means building a foundation that can keep you going for years and years. And any music industry professionals who might invest time, effort, and money in you, hey, they're fine with you having one hot year, one hot month, one hot show, one hit. As the record deal executives told me, Susan, you don't have a hit, but you have a career. Sustainability in a music career means you want to keep doing this for a living, making music, performing, as opposed to anything else. Not just for one record, not just for 1 year, but maybe, if you're lucky, 17 records and 30 years. Sustainability in farming, first and foremost, that's the soil, good dirt. You rotate your crops. Corn withdraws nitrogen from the soil. Soybeans restore nitrogen, so does alfalfa. You plant cover crops like rye and oats to help hold the soil over the winter so it doesn't erode. You do this so you can count on rich, healthy soil year after year that produces for you. In an artistic career, your soil, your productivity is your creativity. Repeating the same material, the same approach over and over, you can exhaust your soil. You may have nothing left to draw upon. So how do you get fresh material? Number one, have a life. Authentic interactions with people, with places. Turn off the little recorder in your head. Don't yell at experiences. Like, come on, experience, make something meaningful I can turn into a song. Let life be life. And not just with the phone on silent, but maybe with the phone entirely off. I really believe in that. Number two, rotate your materials. Mix it up, change it up. I've tried to keep pulling the rug out from under myself as a songwriter. Yes, it's just goofy little me, guitar and piano with my goofy words, but I kept trying different things, like writing honestly about the role of the church in America. About, yes, farming. Travel logs set in Cuba, Florida, Texas. You draw upon different nutrients so you don't wear yourself out. And maybe you try to write in a different format, like musical theater, which is a different beast made of different DNA, and you refresh your skill set doing that. Maybe you write with someone else. I had the great good fortune to write songs for this year's Texas album with Sarah Hickman and with Tish Hinojosa. It was wonderful. It was a real pleasure. Or maybe you add, as you can afford it, a side player, like the amazing Radislav Lorkovic. Excellent musicianship can make an old song new, and accordion adds spice to every dish. Some other thoughts on sustaining yourself as a touring, performing artist. Sometimes it helps to get to town the night before. Ask for an extra night where it might be available, so you aren't worn out when you get up on stage. Give yourself time to walk around town the afternoon before a show, so you know where you are so you can fully enjoy this location, this audience, where and how they live. And maybe many of you do this too, but I swear by grocery stores. Just eat lunch there. They're better than they used to be. And they might be the only fruit and vegetables you see all week. Set up a little alfresco situation on top of the hood of your car. I love this. I do it all the time. People think I'm weird. I like kombucha. Both can be true. Sustainability in farming. Hello, Jesus. Okay, no punishment. We'll continue. This one's just on farming, God. This one's just on farming. In farming, honor the seasons. In winter, take it easy. Fix your machinery. Educate yourself. Learn, plan, talk to the neighbors. See what they're doing that's working for them. And ride a snowmobile, because it's fun. Or do what I do, decamp to Florida for a month. For a month. We are not moving there, people. As an artist, honor the cycles. You can't tour constantly. You can't write constantly. Give yourself time to daydream. Give your guitar a trip to the repair shop. I love Third Coast Guitars. They do a great job. Give your guitar a fret job, a new nut. Give your brain recreation, pursuits that have nothing to do with productivity. I've taken tap classes. I love it. I'm terrible at it. I'm currently learning how to golf. I'm terrible at it. I have no intention of mastering it. It produces nothing of value except a total brain wave change. Trust that. Trust yourself. You'll come up with what's next, but only after you've allowed yourself some boredom. It's good to be bored. Wait around for some happy accidents. There's a saying, you can't be amazing on purpose. Sustainability in farming, you want to stay in business. You live within your means. Don't buy big fancy new equipment. Fix the equipment you already have. Don't drive a new truck. The land doesn't care what you drive, and dirt cannot be impressed. And farming is a gamble in the first place. You can't control any number of variables, including and especially the weather. Thriftiness can be a kind of insurance. So you get to do this next year and the year after. Sustainability as an artist. Trust that you'll do another record after this one and another one after that. Take this project, this season, as far as it'll go, but don't scream at it to be more than what it is. Don't throw stupid money at it. Feel the wheel turn. Enjoy the ride, and then allow yourself to get bored and start all over. You're full of good ideas. Trust it. Make a lot of stuff. Some projects will succeed for reasons that have little to do with you, like cultural timing. You can't always be on trend. You really can't. And a career in sustainable ag means you have to actually have something to sell to somebody. You have to bring something to market that other people want. Now, there is subsistence agriculture. That's where you eat what you grow, right? You live off that. But unless you really, really, really like sweet corn and tofu and can live without things you might have to pay money for, like pineapples or tequila or a MacBook Pro, you'll need to produce something other people want. This is where, in the arts, we might want to aim for something beyond self-expression. To meet the marketplace, and some people don't care to, don't need to, for various reasons. It may be a hobby, like a hobby farm. You may not need an income. You may be an heir to an oil fortune. But if you want this to be a career, you want it to pay bills, and it's not happening quite like you'd like. It's possible. Consider this. You might be doing more self-expression than us expression. Us, an audience. Me plus others, listeners, promoters, presenters, gatekeepers, bloggers, volunteers. So maybe grow more than you eat. Grow a surplus. Make something that speaks for you, yes, but also something the audience can see themselves in. Let me add, and I only have like 2 more pages in case you're wondering how long this is going to go on. Let me add solvency. Solvency is a superpower. I want to talk a little about something. Remember this game of life? Do you remember the game of life? So you had like a little car, right? And there was a wheel in the middle, and you would land. You have to buy like fire insurance or something. You'd pick a spouse, and then you put your kids in there. If you had a lot, you'd lay them in sideways, stack them in there. And then at the end, you would have a choice, right? There would be a choice depending on how much like good luck you had, whether you wound up at Millionaire Acres or the poor farm, right? So my parents, somehow, I am not an heir to the Werner trucking fortune. I just want to clear this up for a few people. My parents had no money, and they wound up at Millionaire Acres because Dad fixed everything. They have a refrigerator in their garage that's older than I am. The oven just quit after 57 years. They never bought anything new. They fixed everything. Having no debt, having that freedom, it's a superpower, and it makes the muse happy when you can, as you can, give yourself this. Farmers don't really compare themselves to other farmers. You take your grain to the co-op when you're ready, when your crops are dry enough, when the price is high enough for you. Your neighbor's bumper crop does not affect your price because there's tens of thousands of farmers selling their grain on any given day from coast to coast. Consider the possibility as an artist, too, that other people's success does not mean there's scarcity for anyone else. Make your stuff excellent and measure yourself only against yourself. As Mark Twain said, comparison is the death of joy. So, sustainability. Here's what's sustainable. Our desire to connect despite obstacles. Our deep affection for people we love and places we love, even when it's hard to find the words, especially when it's hard to find the words. Affection is inexhaustible, and that well will never, ever run dry. Here's a song on the topic. Well, I come from the rural Midwest. It's the land I love more than all the rest. It's the place I know and understand. Like a false front building, like the back of my hand. And the men I knew when I was coming up were sober as coffee in a styrofoam cup. There were Earls and Rays and Harlans and Roys. They were full-grown men. They were barbed wire boys. They raised grain and cattle on the treeless fields, sat at the head of the table and prayed before meals, prayed an Our Father, and that was enough. You pray more than that, and you couldn't stay tough. Tough as the busted thumbnails on their withered hands. They worked the gold plate off their wedding bands, and they never complained. No, they never made noise. And they never left home these barbed wire boys, 'cause their wildest dreams were all fenced in by the weight of family, by the feeling of sin that'll prick your skin at the slightest touch if you reach too far, if you feel too much. So their deepest hopes never were expressed, just beating like birds' wings in the cage of their chests. All the restless longings, all the secret joys that never were set free in the barbed wire boys. And now one by one they're departing this earth, and it's clear to me now exactly what they're worth. Oh, they were just like Atlas holding up the sky. You never heard him speak, you never saw him cry, but where do the tears go that you never shed? Where do the words go that you never said? Well, there's a blink of the eye, there's a catch in the voice, that is the unsung song, the barbed wire boys. Thank you. And that's a song that's kind of evergreen. It seems to somehow work most everywhere I go, though the details feel pretty specific to the people that I know. But sometimes in the specific, the universal. In the farm, the everybody. Well, let me close today with a song, another song that never would have happened had I stayed out east. This last tune is my father's favorite song, which tells you something about my dad. But maybe it also tells you something about what it is to be from the Midwest, to claim those materials as your own, a particular point of view, a particular sense of humor. One of the highlights of my career was playing this song at a sustainable agriculture convention and watching 2 tables of Amish women laugh so hard they were snorting milk out their nose. They really enjoyed this song. I hope you do too. He wore a straw hat on his head and a tomcat in his smile. I told him he should understand this before he walked me down the aisle. You can have the money from the oats, the money from the cow, the money from the goats, and the money from the sow. Don't you ever touch the egg Monday. That's crossing the line. Don't you ever touch the egg Monday. The egg money is mine. We had 7 good years. Then the trouble all began. First he started nipping at the gin. Then he started seeing Mary Ann. Then he started gambling dice, lost the horses and the plow. I felt behind the stove, there was nothing there now. He had taken all the egg money. That's crossing the line. Don't you ever touch the egg money. The egg money is mine. Leaving would have been the thing to do, but no one left back in 1922. So the angel that I am poured the coffee in his cup, served his toast with butter and jam, and the eggs were sunny side up, and the eggs were maybe too old, and the eggs had maybe gone bad. 3 days and the body went cold. Doctor said it's terribly sad. Sing it, girls. Don't you ever touch the egg money. That's crossing the line. That's crossing the line. Don't you ever touch the egg money. The egg money is mine. All right, fellas, let's hear it. That's crossing. Everybody. The egg money is mine. Thanks, everybody. Farm on.
Yeah, that's something only Susan Werner can do. We're so happy to have her here with us and be a part of our farm community. Oh my gosh. The Victor. Poor pig. And she has agreed to take some questions if folks want to do that. We don't have a roving mic, so what we're going to do is I'll call on people if you raise your hand, and then we'll repeat the question so that makes sure that it gets captured for everyone here. So, no one? I don't believe it. All right, you.
My question is, will you sing another song?
Yeah, sure. Of course. Oh, okay. This is way better than speaking. So nervous for this thing. So nervous. Do you know, some of us who are songwriters say, oh, I figured it out. Do you know? The song is figured out. You just follow. That scared the out of me. I didn't. I'll do one from the New Texas Project. She makes coffee for her girlfriend. She makes paintings for herself. She makes jalapeno cornbread for everybody else. And she makes it like her mother, and she makes it out of love. And she makes it because we, her friends, just cannot get enough of. 1 cup cornmeal, 2 cups grated cheese, baking powder, buttermilk. She always says it's easy. 1 can creamed corn, 1/2 cup of flour, salt and soda, oil and eggs, and bake for 1/2 an hour. And don't forget the jalapenos, jalapeno, jalapenos. Take a woman out of Texas, can't take Texas out of her, and she'll tell you there are still some things should stay the way they were. 'Cause it's hot out of the skillet and it warms you to your soul, and it counters all the change in life that you cannot control. 1 cup cornmeal, 2 cups grated cheese, baking powder, buttermilk. She always says it's easy. 1 can creamed corn, 1/2 cup of flour, salt and soda, oil and eggs, and bake for 1/2 an hour. And don't forget the jalapenos, jalapeno, jalapenos. She might add a little onion just to see what that might do, but she never would add sugar, 'cause she's Texan through and through and through. It never fails to please us. 1 can creamed corn, 1/2 cup of flour, salt and soda, oil and eggs, and bake for 1/2 an hour. And don't forget the jalapenos, chopped and pickled jalapenos. Don't forget the jalapenos, jalapeno, jalapenos.
Does anyone have any other questions? Otherwise, Susan said she could sing a couple some more songs, so I don't know. Although, I don't know. Does anyone have... We'll offer one question. If in case, Sue, I saw your hand first, so...
I was just wondering if you could just speak a little bit about the project you're doing now with the play.
Oh, yeah. So Sue was asking about the play project that Susan Werner is working on.
So I'm working on, I've been working on it for like 14 years, honestly. These things take forever, right? But I was invited to write the music and lyrics to Bull Durham, the musical. Some of you remember this baseball movie from like 1987. It was an MGM film with Kevin Costner and Susan Sarandon and Tim Robbins and such. So I was asked, here's the story of how this came about. I was writing songs from a project. Well, actually, I did a show at Joe's Pub in New York, and these 2 people came up to me, and they said, have you ever thought about writing a musical? I said, no. And they said, well, we think some of your songs are theater songs. And I said, what's a theater song? And they said, a song that begins in one place and ends in another. So Egg Money, right? He's dead at the end, right? He didn't start out dead. He started out with a straw hat. And City Kids, right, is like this point of view, right? It's like class warfare, right? But it's like they had. Oh, turn the tables, right? So that's an example of a theater song. So they liked my writing because they saw that there was some kind of trajectory over the course of 3 minutes, 4 minutes. And that's what theater does. You have to advance the plot. Every song moves the story forward, which is why it's hard to do jukebox musicals, right? With songs that pre-exist, often they're pop songs. How do you create motion with something that's already done? So my job as a writer is to start the scene in one place and end it in another, with the character having made a decision or a resolution or a major event going on. And I did not know how to write a musical when I started. I must have written 300 songs for this thing, and I'm not kidding. It's a dubious honor to write a musical. Let me just be clear about that. But I took it on. I just wanted to prove I could do it. It's a little crazy. It's a little like Everest. What are you doing? Just stay home, you know? So it just went up again at Duke University in Durham, and it went so great. And it has a future, and as soon as I can tell you more, probably next April when certain things are announced, then you'll know what happens next with it. But it is moving up. It's going this way. So that's big excitement there. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Any other burning questions? Saw someone. Okay, yeah.
What period of your life did you spend in New Orleans, and did you play there, or were you just writing?
I played like one industry thing in New Orleans, so I haven't like played Tipitinas or any of that, which is so great, right? It's tremendous. But I try, when I do a travelogue, I try to go someplace 3 times. The first time you think you know what the place is about. The second time you realize you know nothing about what the place is about. And the third time you start to write songs, right? So it was like 2017, I think, 2018, but I went there quite a bit and met great people and mostly worked on piano, worked on stride piano with a metronome over and over and left hand like a clock. Kank, kank, first slow, then faster, but really a lot of just kank, kick, kank, kank. Dr. John videos were super helpful to me during this time. I'm a visual learner. Maybe some of you are too. You're like, I know whatever that sounds like. Show me. So some of you see music like this. I see some of you while I'm playing doing. You're looking at it. You're seeing. You recognize the patterns, right? So the Dr. John video was shot from above, looking down at the keyboard. That was enormously helpful to me. I hope that answers some of your questions. Thank you. How do I decide what songs to play in a set? Yeah, I guess I assume there's always people that don't know me at any show, right? So I try to maybe create, like, up, right? Let's get in fun. We're having fun. We're going to have fun tonight. If we do nothing else, we're going to have fun. Like that, I start shows that way, right? Let's go fun, let's go easy, let's go big. And then like kind of an emotional, whoa. And then back up, big, fun, big. Fun, right? Well, kind of it, 2 divots. I don't think you can go to the well like all night. I don't think you can go to the well 3 times. I'm not sure you can do that. I think you can go like twice. And in musical theater, there's a saying like 2 ballads an act. That's it. That's all you get. So that's, I think, like, I'm real interested in, like, I'm so afraid you're going to be bored. I'm so afraid you're going to be bored. I worry about that a lot. And I watch you. I'm watching you. I watch you when you go like this. This is the worst possible thing. I'd be like, oh, that. Shoot me. Shoot me. Ah! Touch your glasses. Shift your weight. So when we were doing the show last month, and I just turned around and watched people, right? That's how you know who the writers of a musical are and the writers of a play. They're the ones looking back at you. We're watching you to see if you move. If you move, if you're restless, we have work to do.
Is anyone bored?
I'm just saying.
Hi, Sally.
Sally, yeah.
I have a quick question. As a fellow farm kid, did you show animals? Did you belong to FFA? And did you have a blue corduroy coat for yourself, or did you have that envy?
Sally Potter from East Lansing, everybody. Sally Potter. Yes, I showed livestock. I got a red ribbon for my calf. Okay, I don't like to talk about that. Okay, it's very. I got a white ribbon for some pastries I made. Okay, that is like the low point of my entire life. I got a blue ribbon for my hog. I did indeed. Yeah, I do. Now I'll also tell you, growing up, if you grew up near livestock like me, you understand. Everyone has every reason to be a vegetarian. You should be a vegetarian. If you knew what I knew. If you know what I know.
Okay, one more. Here we go.
Yes.
Oh, actually, okay. Then Joe, because I know he had to stand up before. So Melissa, and then Joe, and then we'll.
I'm curious as what were you always interested in the genre and the style of music that you do, or was that a journey where you finally landed on what you're doing now?
Yeah, it was kind of a weird combination of like James Taylor meets Jesus Christ Superstar, right? And I didn't know how the Jesus Christ Superstar would show up later. You know, Jesus Christ Superstar was, for a certain generation, it was sort of a Trojan horse, right? Because my parents thought, oh, it's religious, I'm sure it's fine. Ha-ha! So when I started writing songs, I was almost always writing perfect rhymes, right? Perfect rhymes, s'mores, right? Hog, I don't know, dogs, hogs, right? Perfect rhymes. I didn't know why I was doing it, but I was doing it. And that makes for music theater because you can understand it immediately. Comedy is best understood immediately. And a perfect rhyme makes your ear understand it in the moment so fast. So those two things were always kind of battling with each other, but nobody ever asked me to write a musical till, 2010. That's my one regret in life. I wish somebody had asked me sooner because I seem to be able to do it. It's a weird thing, but it's like, oh, I can stand on my head. Okay, sure. Right? There you go. It's kind of warring between the two.
And last one, Joe.
When I was 24, I saw you for the first time. I was recently graduated with a degree in music and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it. And I watched you play and I went, that.
I'm flattered and concerned for you both.
I want to know who are the musicians that you absorbed as you were evolving what you do that did that for you? Who lit your toes on fire and made you want to do this?
Yeah, seeing Nancy Griffith was important. Seeing Nancy Griffith was really important because here was somebody from kind of rural America making stories that resonated with people all over the country. That really hit me and inspired me, and meeting her was a thrill. Seeing Richard Thompson, touring with Richard Thompson, learning from him every night. I mean, that guy puts on the best one-man show in the world. And he just does it. And he's intense about it and intentional about it. And he means it. He just totally means it, and he wants to show you a good time, and he wants to move you. He's just so authentic and fully integrated. That's Richard Thompson. Okay. Shall I close with a weird song?
Yes.
Okay, this is a song from a project called 8 Unnecessary Songs. Songs no one wanted, no one needed. And yet, here they are. This song was written after seeing a friend I hadn't seen in a while, and well, hello, my old friend. How very wonderful to see you again. I'm sure this probably isn't quite the time or the place, but what did you do to your face? I mean, what with the eyes? You look like everything's a total surprise, like a hyper little hunting dog about to give chase. What did you do to your face? 'Cause your nose is so small now, so teeny tiny, how do you breathe it all in your lips? Balloons, overinflated as a pair of pontoons. You look weird, you look good. You don't look anything like anyone should, except for people from Los Angeles and deep outer space. What did you do to your face? And you've smoothed your brow. You got it flatter than Nevada somehow. And your chin's tucked in, so tight your boobs go up whenever you grin. Hey, you're right, I'm a jerk. If you don't mind my asking, who did the work? Do you think there's any chance that they'd consider my case? What did you do to your face? Was it expensive? What did you do to your face? And was it painful? What did you do to your face? Would you go with me? What did you do to your face?